Evening all, the Uprising has begun finally. So what I'm going to do in this video is just show you very quickly some of the new stuff, then go straight into a battle. So obviously your character selection screen looks a bit like Blind Date, you know, kind of contestant number one likes long walks in the wind. I don't know, it's just, it looks a bit strange to me, but it's pretty cool. I do like it. So straight to the quarters. They've turned the light up. I'm really pleased to see that they've actually fitted new lights, or they've turned them on, I don't know, but it's looking very swish. I like it a lot. Now the way this has worked, as you're probably seeing, is you've had pretty much most of your skill points refunded, your Aurum and your ISK as well. Please listen to me when I say this. Do not splurge on a fit that you were using previously because you think it'll be good this fit. I have just done this and I'm going to show you the footage of it right now. Admittedly, I'd had a few beers by the time this thing finally kicked in, so I blame the delay because I think by that time I was already kind of half cooked. But I started really going for it with the fits, and I thought, well, I'm going to run scout and I'm going to run shotgun, so therefore I'm just going to go for everything in that. Anyway, we'll show you that in just a moment. So looking at the map is gorgeous. It really is. Already I think there are faction battles already kind of running. As you can see here, this is a district that's already kind of, I guess, under attack, and this is factional warfare, certainly not planetary conquest. So it's looking very good, isn't it? I like it. So I'm really looking forward to this kind of gameplay when it kicks in. So let's talk skills. Now the thing with skills is it's a totally new tree, and everything, to be honest, is a little bit higher. I think CCP have done this because there's just so many veteran players now. So I found personally that there's quite a high skill requirement for a lot of the, I guess, simpler stuff. So what I did is I basically thought, well, I looked at the stats, I looked at what I thought maybe would make sense, and I thought, well, is it Galante or is it Minmatar light drop suit? So I looked at the suits. As you can see here, they're all on the market now, and I think for me, maybe the thing that sold it for me was I prefer shield to armor. So and I prefer speed and all that good stuff. So I decided, let's go Minmatar. So here we go. Now I've sped this footage up. Look at that. It looks pretty badass. It actually looks like a gimp in a leather suit with a weird mask on. But I'm now stuck with this suit, so I'm naturally bound to say this is a great suit. Doesn't it look great? But it was a bit of a, this was a cock up, utter cock up, because I went pretty much level 5 everything for shotgun and for Minmatar suit and shield tanking and all that, which I guess is not a total balls up, but you'll see it probably doesn't pan out too well. So anyway, here we go, into a match. Now, firstly, you have 6 in a squad. Thank God for that. That makes everything so much better now. And I think certainly the way that the respawn screen works is that I'm actually showing it. Usually I edit this out, but I'm actually showing this now because I think it's it gives you a fair bit of information. It shows you the war points, and it's looking pretty good. But look at that. Woohoo. Now, I love the graphics, I really do. But what I'm noticing is that everybody is having difficulty playing with them because the game just feels totally different. It does feel like an entirely different game now. It is amazing what just a change to the engine can do, or rather the textures, I guess, because the feel of the game is different, shooting is different, strafing is different, everything is different, underlined with an arrow pointing at it. It's different. But I'm going to say in the majority of instances it's probably better. All right, now look at that. You can flip these things now, apparently. That's interesting to know. But I think the game is just totally different. So I was kind of expecting it to be very similar to what I was used to before. So I'm in my shotgun suit here and I'm kind of legging it, getting ready to kill somebody. And yeah, this shotgun feels totally alien to me. And look at that, 3 shots to kill someone who I think was in a militia suit. So it's pretty worrying, I think, for people who've maybe gone shotgun and scout suit. You might have just wasted your points, because I've got to admit, this is just a snippet, and I've played 3-4 rounds already with it, and it's fucking awful. And that's, I have no apologies for using harsh language there, because it's just terrible. So I think maybe it's just getting used to it, or maybe it is just a piece of shit gun now. I don't know, but bit worried about that. However, things like the AR and the assault suit, pretty good. I've got to admit, the AR rifle feels very nice. I think if I can give any advice whatsoever, it would be pick very carefully what you're going to spend your points on. Look at this. See, usually it takes 1 shot to take somebody down in a militia suit. Now it's taking 3, and you miss a lot. So a bit gutted at that, but look, what can you do? This is part of the new game. So when you spawn in, you'll notice you have a cloaking effect now, so that's very nice. I think it means that spawn camping is going to be a bit trickier. Not impossible, but I think a bit trickier. Already I'm seeing, I mean, this was literally the first match. I think there could have been no more of a first match than this one, and yet we were fighting people with prototype ARs and suits. So I mean, I'm a fine one to talk because I'm doing it as well. But I think a lot of people have probably figured out that the assault suit with the assault suit with the AR is probably the best choice to go for at the moment. Not seen anybody with mass drivers or anything like that yet, and I have tried the laser rifle. It sucks, and I mean utterly sucks. It could be a lack of skill though. So I think with everything here, there's firstly a lack of the skill to use them, because again, look at that, I'm missing him like crazy. Usually I don't miss like that, but I just get the impression everybody's so uncomfortable with this new engine until familiarity kicks in, which it will. And I think secondly, it's also the skill points, because I level 5 stuff that I shouldn't have, so I've lost all my skill. I've lost literally 9 million skill points in absolutely nothing. So some of the basic skills that I should have, I don't have. So I've got a terrible shield, terrible this, terrible that, and so I would stress, don't do what I did. Take some time. Maybe don't use all your skill points. Just maybe run a few militia fits. Maybe figure out, do level 1 in most things. See what you can get comfortable with. If you were a laser rifle user, try it again. It's not bad, but I think you'd need a pretty high skill point requirement in it. The AR in basic form is very good. The SMG in its basic form is incredibly good, and you'll see me use the SMG quite a lot. So that's probably the only advice I can give. It's a tricky one. I think please spend the time and really figure out what fits you will want to use now. Don't just assume that for example, we're seeing lots of people in prototype heavies with prototype HMGs, and they suck now, and I mean utterly suck. And yeah, I did just blow myself up because I got a bit confused. Again, I had a few drinks by this point. I got a bit confused where I was on the map. I thought, and everyone was telling me on comms, hit C, so I did, and I thought, hang on, oh no, I hit C. Which of course it was. So kind of a great start for me here, but I'm loving it. I think it is a new game. Maybe that's the best way to consider this now, because I think a lot of people like myself are probably making slightly a mistake to assume it's the same and go for the the fits that maybe they were comfortable with before, and I think you'll get comfortable with them again. So for example, but what I would say is don't do my mistake and just go instantly to proto. I regret it amazingly. I regret it, because some of the core level skill points I haven't even started on yet, and I'm really suffering for it now. So it's almost pointless to use the prototype without, for example, level 5 weaponry, or level 5 circuitry, level 5 blah blah blah, and it does make a difference. So please maybe have a take a pause and think about that. I think in terms of the vehicles as well, the vehicles feel very good. I haven't shown dropship footage on this one. Believe me, there's going to be a whole spam of things to come now. I've been waiting for this update for a long time, and I've got to admit, if I was to give it, kind of thumbs up and that, it would instantly be sort of 99% brilliant. 1% probably I think is just the frustration of having to maybe start again. But again, that's a minor thing, isn't it? I think part of it's funny actually, a lot of people were getting so bored of the old game as it was that they didn't even bother logging in. Now this is going to make people log in. It's going to make them learn the game again. So I think that's awesome, and I'm really excited about that, because already we've had well over 100 people in our alliance log on. That's fantastic, and it's just going more and more as people get patched and so on. So I think it's a good time to just take a bit of time, consider maybe what role you want to run, what suit you think you like the look of, play some militia fits. You get all the militia fits, nothing's changed, so you can have a good look around and see maybe what you're comfortable with, what you like. And again, I think Logis are looking pretty good. Liking Logis quite a lot. I think the the scout suits, they'll find their role. At the moment, they have changed. They're not what they used to be, which again is just part of the game. And I think you adapt or you get the fuck out. Really, that's pretty much how it works. And to be honest, there is a thing in EVE which is people really get ragey about stuff and say, oh, it's a different game. Oh, you've ruined my game. It's crap. It's rubbish. And we just generally reply to them with, can I have your stuff? So if you see anybody spurging about how terrible this new version of Dust is, firstly, they're wrong. It is a great version. It's fantastic. And secondly, ask if you can have their stuff, because you never know. So I think, there's a lot of really good stuff to come now. I think I'm going to re-kick off my fittings guides, because again, all the fittings have totally changed. So I think I'm going to re-kick them off, just because already I'm starting to look at some of the suits a bit more objectively. I'm kind of curious to see maybe what what we can get out of certain suits. So I've got the Mimitar Scout suit absolutely maxed. I've got the top one. So I'm curious to see maybe what I can do with that bad boy. What can I maybe squeeze out of it, get it up to. And I think certainly the same with some of the weaponry as well. The laser rifle is quite different, and I think if you were a laserer, just give it a go. If you still like it, again, I don't think the iron sights is a problem. You don't see the beam anymore, which is really disappointing, because you're not sure if you're firing actually, but you'll see what I mean. The same with this. I think it's kind of, when you do iron sights and that, you're not entirely sure if you're shooting, which it was a shame, but I guess you can't really have a shooter nowadays, which is kind of credible without iron sights, unless you call the Half-Life 2. Or Halo. I don't think Halo does it for some reason. But another thing there, don't jump out of LAVs when they're running. Don't try and do your little kamikaze somersault stuff, because you will get crushed. But I think these are minor details. I think the beauty of the game is that it's got a fantastic new engine. It's got a wonderful new scope. It feels finished now. This feels like a finished product, and it feels like it really is ready for launch. And I would invite you all really to get involved. The corporation is recruiting, the Alliance is recruiting corporations. Now is the time to join. We're getting ready for planetary conquest. So it is pretty much now, is probably the time for you to maybe throw your hat in the ring with an Alliance. Preferably us. If it's not us, then, go for somebody that you can side with and you trust, and really get involved, because the game's going to get much cooler from here. So there we go, victory. And there's a weird one, because we actually just destroyed the clones before the MCC, which is kind of odd. But the end game, look at that, loving it. You got your progression, battle report, and kill board, and that's really nice. It's kind of showing you, firstly, it shows you how much skill cap you've got left in your bottom right, the third bonus SP exhausted. That will show you how much you've got left on your skill cap. Love it. You've got then your little graph. Graphs are cool. If you don't think graphs are cool, then you're wrong. And this is pretty awesome, and it tells you favorite color and all that stuff. So this is cool, and I think this is only just going to this is the tip of the iceberg. So here we go. So that was Kicking Dust. Now, hopefully you notice we've got a new brand as well, thanks to Trouble from SquadB for that. She's awesome. And, please like and subscribe and favorite to support the series. And please, most importantly, we have a Twitter and Facebook account. Please come sign up and follow us and like us, whatever. Like.squadb on Facebook, and you'll see some more interesting stuff. But there we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Plenty more to come in this new series of Kicking Dust.